Hi, I'm Ricky Slatton. Welcome to my classroom. This is actually my pre-K class where I teach, but we're through for the summer, but I'm able to get on in here and set up all my stations for this thematic unit. So I'm going to show you my notebook of bugs, bugs, and more bugs. My unit talks about all the things that we're going to do for this unit. We're going to have a variety of art projects, math, science, writing activities, sensory activities, and I'll show you my math centers and my science centers and my writing centers in a minute. And we also, at the end of this unit, the children will be have the opportunity to create their own life cycle of a ladybug and be very creative with that. And then we'll also go on an insect hunt at the end of this unit. Also in here is my math lesson plan. Now this one actually is not centered around insects, but it can be modified for that. We're doing measuring and weighing and counting, money counting. So there's all kinds of different ways you can actually integrate insects into measuring and weighing. You can weigh a tub of roly-polies or something like that if you want to do that. So that's the math lesson plan. And then my math learning station, and I'll show you that in just a minute, is comprised of several different activities, folder games, addition games, matching games, and I will show you that in just a minute. And then the notebook also shows pictures of how I had it all set up. Okay. And then my science lesson plan actually is centered around bugs. We're going to talk about spiders, and we're going to compare them to insects. And the children will learn the difference between a spider and an insect. And also the fun activity in this lesson is creating a giant spider web using yarn. And then the children will get to create their own spiders and put them in the giant spider web. So this is a fun little science lesson. And then my science learning station consists of an interactive science board where all the parts of this board are removable. So the children can manipulate it in any way that they want to create the life cycle of a butterfly, and then also life cycle of a frog. I know frogs aren't insects, but it was a fun thing to add to that interactive board. And then last is my science learning station, and it also has several different activities in it, which includes my interactive science board, plus some puzzles, some butterfly life cycle puzzles, some matching activities, matching insects to their habitats, and then it also includes a magnifying glass with large bugs so the children can explore what bugs look like really, really up close. And then last I added just a couple of examples of sensory bins that you can set up in your classroom. Sensory bins are my favorite thing. This one, in fact, I set that one up and I'll show you it in a minute, is bugs in dirt, and then it has bottle caps with the alphabet letters on it, and the children can match uppercase to lowercase letters on that. The other sensory bin uses noodles, these colorful noodles that represent the different life cycles of a butterfly. We've got the shells that represent the cocoons, the little swirl noodles that represent the caterpillar, and then of course the bow tie pasta that represents the butterfly itself. So that is what my thematic unit is comprised of. So now let me walk you around my classroom and show you all the different centers that I've set up. Thank you. Here we have my science center, and it is comprised of the interactive science board. And like I said, all the parts come off. So everything's put on with Velcro, so the children can manipulate it and have some fun with that. And then we have puzzles and plastic life cycle pieces that the children can play with. And then I also have my activities here that everything is laminated, and these particular ones have Velcro, so the students can use it over and over again. And this is it an insect? And they have the picture, and they have to then identify whether it's an insect or not an insect, and they can put it in the correct column. The other one is where do I live? And this one is where they're supposed to figure out what habitat the insect lives in. So, and again, this is laminated with Velcro. And then we've got like a butterfly would live in a flower, the bee in the hive, etc. And then, then we also have the magnifying glass with the bugs that the children can explore, the big bugs through the magnifying glass. Okay, that's my science center. Next we have the math center. And this one also is centered around bugs. One activity is draw a line between each set of ants and the correct number. And again, this is laminated, so children can erase and do it again. And it keeps it durable and usable over and over again. Then I have a couple of folder games set up. One is one-to-one correspondence. And this one has little bumblebees that students use to place on the numbers. On the numbers in the folder, and then I've added a little pocket on the outside to store the bumblebees in. And this one is a shape silhouette matchup. And this just works on shape identification, which by kindergarten they should know, but it's just a fun thing. Again, this is laminated for durability and reusability. And again, I also added some pockets with to store the shapes in. Okay. And then we have another math activity, Ladybug Spot Edition. And on this one, they use the pom-poms with the tongs, which allows them some fine motor skills using those tongs. And they are to record the number of pom-poms on each side of the ladybug. There's cards down here that they pick a card, and they can either use the dots to figure out the numbers, or they can pick, if they know their numbers real well, they can choose a number, and that's the number of pom-poms they put on each side of the ladybug. So that's an addition game. And then the other one is the dot card edition. And again, they use the number dot cards to do this math activity. So there's my math center. Okay, now we're going to move over here to my sensory bin. And in here, I did one of the ones I showed you in my notebook. It's just dirt and bugs and bottle caps with letters on it, and they can match up the uppercase to the lowercase. And then I added tongs for them to use to practice some fine motor skills, picking up the bugs and the bottle caps, for that matter, if they choose to do that. So that is my sensory bin. And then we're going to move over here. And here I just put up a little flannel board with some flannel bugs and butterflies, and just to have a little fun with that. Okay. And then next is my writing center. And in here I put in some laminated cards for students to use to practice writing their letters and spelling these words of the insects. We've got ant and bee, ladybug, beetle, and there's several of them. And then there's also number practice, where they practice writing their numbers, and this particular one is fill in the missing number and then tracing numbers. But there's two sets of those, so two students can work at the same time, and they can check each other's work if they choose to do that. And again, this is all laminated, so they can erase and wipe it off and use it again. Last will be my reading center. Okay, and we've added some bug books to it. Story books about bugs, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, High Fly, The Grouchy Ladybug. And then there's also informative books about what is an insect, bees, what is an ant, the parts of an ant, that kind of thing. So there's a variety of genres for the children to read there. So that kind of is everything that I've done, and I hope you got a lot out of my thematic unit, and I wish you well. Thank you so much.